Bisous, darlings. It's an exciting day here. Last summer, I started the plans and work for a brand new rose garden. There's this gorgeous elevated area next to the side of my house. I'll show it to you in just a moment. And today, 40 David Austin roses arrive, and I get to introduce you to a girlfriend who has helped me realize these plans. Her name is Sue. She lives out here near my house in Brittany, and this is what she specializes in, is David Austin roses. So let me share with you the garden and what it looks like right now. So last summer, all of this was like covered in weeds and all sorts of debris, and my neighbors came in, who are local farmers, and put down professional grade tarping and weed barrier. They rototilled the whole entire thing. There's all fresh dirt underneath there. And the goal last summer was to prepare all of this for the roses.
Pots at the back. Some are like this. And then there's potted ones at the back. And then these are...
Okay, so I've cornered Sue, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what she does and her background, how she got to France.
Hi, I'm Sue 𝗟cie𝘃𝗲𝗏, a very unusual surname. I left for France 18 years ago.
18 years, wow.
Yeah, with 4 young children, 2 vehicles, with lots of toys and clothes packed in, and not really knowing where we were going to live or what we were going to do. We just got the ferry, and we had a whole load of cash in our pocket, and the rest we left in the bank in England. In case we went back again.
And you started a company here in France, correct?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Rosiers Anglais, which translates as English roses, and I'm lucky enough to own and run a small but very pretty rose and plant nursery in Brittany.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you specialize in a particular type of rose.
Yeah, I specialise in David Austin roses, which I'm absolutely obsessed and in love with, and some ancient roses. And we also have other plants that complement, and it's all set around our house, our nursery, so it's very pretty. It's like a country cottage garden nursery, really, but in France.
So for those of us watching that might be new to taking care of roses or new to rose gardening, what is so special about David Austin roses, Sue?
Well, over 40 years ago, David Austin was also in love with ancient and old roses, and they only flower once. And then you have classic hybrid tea roses, which are very traditional, very stiff looking in a lot of cases. So he came up with the plan and the dream to breed roses that look like an old rose, an old-fashioned romantic rose, and that reflowers, because that's what people want in their gardens, and that's what he achieved. And they are really highly perfumed, they reflower, and the other problem that people come across is they get worried with roses because they think that they're going to have a problem with diseased leaves and diseases. So he created a collection of roses that are disease resistant. So you've got those 3 brilliant selling points, really, and the colours are just magnificent.
They really are. What's your most popular best-selling rose here?
This year I would say it's 𝗟𝘃𝗲𝗏.
𝗟𝘃𝗲𝗏.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Which I have one now.
Amazing colour, and as the summer goes on it becomes a softer colour because she repeats and repeats flowers, and the first blushes are always stronger with all the roses in June.
Look at that. It's like a peachy, like a soft peach color.
Amazing.
And I tend to like really like soft pinks and whites and creamy colors, but David Austin roses come in a lot of other really bright reds and purple kind of really interesting variety. Now out here in Brittany, Sue, it's kind of different. I talk to people a bit about the weather, and they don't really realize how temperate it is out here.
Yeah.
So for roses or just anything in general, talk to me a little bit about what the weather is like out here in this part of France.
I think, one of the warmest regions in the winter. It doesn't mean it gets hot, warm sunshine. We do get a lot of rain in the winter, but we very rarely get snow, and to get very severe hard frost is rare. So it means you can grow so many varieties of plants, not just roses. And we find like the snowdrops, the jonquils, the hellebores, they're all out now.
Yeah, they are.
And that's not rare. That's not because of the climate is changing. It's always been like that. It's a real soft climate, and I'm in Finisterre, and we have a maritime climate, and they never see snow. We very rarely see snow in Finisterre ever, so never have done. So it does give you a long growing season, and you can grow an awful lot of varieties of plants
and fruits and vegetables too.
Yeah, fruits and vegetables. I'm on an acid soil, so that means I think you're the same here. Camellias, hydrangeas, azaleas, rhododendrons, they're all magnificent. And you'll see them everywhere you drive around. So again, springtime in Brittany is very pretty. And the mimosa is always out early. Well, not early, it's out already, I think. Claire Austin, what a lovely name. That's David Austin's daughter. That's what it's named after. And 𝗟𝘃𝗃𝗲 is a character from Far From the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy.
Yes. A beautiful, beautiful movie and a wonderful book to read. I love that.
And where
book.
I used to live in England, in Dorset. Yeah,
really?
Just up the road from there, where it was all filmed. My blood. Yeah.
Look at how pretty that is. So, Sue, if you don't have a large garden to grow roses in, and maybe you're just starting out in this, and you want to just perhaps try out rose gardening. What are your suggestions? Like if you have only a balcony or a windowsill or perhaps a spot for a pot?
Yeah, roses do really well in pots. The first point is choosing the correct rose, because some roses are too big, they will grow too big. This one is a brilliant example that will do well in a pot. 𝗟𝗃𝗏, named after the children's author, and it's this wonderful pale peachy apricot colour because of the book James and the Giant Peach.
James and the Giant Peach.
Yeah, that's why this one's called 𝗟𝗃𝗏. You need a decent sized pot, much bigger than this. This is only temporary, this is just a temporary plastic pot. You need it a lot bigger than that. Maybe 40 litres or more in size, so height and width, because roses are thirsty and they need room to grow as well.
Okay.
But care of them once they're in the pot, they will need regular watering in the summer months. So if you go on holiday, you will need to find someone to water your pots, but you would do anyway if you're into balcony gardening. And they like a sunny spot or minimum of 4 hours a day of sunshine.
Okay, so sun is the important part.
The morning or the afternoon or all day, not total shade.
Okay, perfect.
This is 𝗟𝘃𝗲𝗏. That's another character, isn't it? In the famous book. 𝗟𝘃𝗲𝗏, I forgot which one, I should know. Love Ascending. It's lovely that.
And so, Sue, if people want to reach out to you, how do they contact you?
Through the website. We have a contact page on the website, and we do ship. We ship roses now all over France. So that's www.rosiersanglais.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing all of your insight and everything that you've been doing. I'm so excited for this new rose program. And I really appreciate your time and sharing your experience and stories with our community. Thank you, Sue.
Oh, thank you. Bon jardinage.
Welcome back, darlings. So this is part 2. In part 1, I shared with you an interview that I did with my friend Sue, who owns Rosiers Anglais, and it is a rose garden and nursery center that specializes in David Austin roses, because I'm putting in a brand new rose garden at the house. Well, this second part is all about what we're gonna do with the plantings. Okay, we gotta get them in the ground. The purpose of this is to establish the roses. I'm not ready to finish off the design. We put in like a professional membrane to protect from weeds, because as Sue mentioned, the climate out here is amazing. It's super temperate, but that also means like weeds galore. So the membrane is to protect and keep the weeds down and under control. And the thing that we have to do now is get the roses in the ground and established this year. And probably next year we'll be working more on the design because I'm not out here year round. So it's going to be a busy day. I'm going to show you all the work that we're going to do installing the roses in the new rose garden. And we'll have a before and after sort of scene, okay? Bisous.